It's that time again. It's time for Drinks with Dee Dee.
And John.
That's me.
The stud of Route 66. He is.
Stud puppy.
Well,
stud muppet.
Everywhere we go, guess what? Guess who wants to pick this one?
I love you.
Love you. It's pretty good. So we're having we're on the road still. We'll be on the road until July 4th, pretty much. But we're drinking vodka and this V8 energy drink, which is really good.
Mine is peach mango.
And mine's watermelon guava. Those are not flavors or things we would usually drink, but it's actually good. Not too sweet.
I don't know.
You don't like yours? Want to try mine?
Yeah. I like yours better.
You can have it.
Do you like mine better?
Yeah. Well, I'm good either one.
Okay.
Peach mango. It's the mango you don't like.
I like mango, but anyhow, I like it on toast. I don't think I like it in a drink. But I love watermelon. We used to spike watermelons. You ever do that? You ever do that?
How do you do that?
You cut a hole in the top of the watermelon.
Oh, you just pour it in?
Well, but it doesn't actually go anywhere. You got to vent it. You got to cut another hole somewhere else so it seeps through. Otherwise, it won't pour out and it won't soak into it. But yeah, I used to do that.
So you cut a
I've
hole
done it with our moonshine too.
2 holes in it. Oh yeah, our moonshine.
Well, a big hole in the top, and then just like a little venter hole in the bottom, so that now it gets kind of messy, but it will. What's the high dollar word? Infuse the watermelon with whatever you put into the top of it.
How long?
Quite a while, longer than you think. Like overnight. Like you can't just.
Well, that makes sense.
First time I did it, I'll cut a hole in the watermelon, pour the vodka in. Well, if you cut a hole in the watermelon, pour the vodka in, it's like trying to add more water to a bottle of water that's already full. Because watermelon, you know what they have in them? Water. So what you're trying to do is replace the water of the watermelon to some degree. Replace that water with vodka. Fortify. Accentuate. Yeah, do that. So anyway, this. I like this one better.
Oh, I love both.
This one reminds me of my childhood.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, you mean because you were drinking vodka at 6?
No. I waited till I was 8.
Yeah.
I waited till I was 8. Anyway, we're having a great time out here on the road. Right now, we are in Springfield, Missouri. And jury's out. In the westerns they called it Missouri. Going to Missouri, and I've never actually heard anyone from Missouri. One time I was at a concert here, and from stage, I think I said, "You all call it Missouri, right?" And I was like, "No, no, we don't call it. We don't call it." I have not
heard anyone say that except for TV, maybe a western.
Probably Gunsmoke.
And on the Missouri. In real life, I've never heard it.
Yeah, and they said on Gunsmoke on the radio. I don't know if they did this on television. I'd like to start watching Gunsmoke again on television. But
I'm sure you're inspired because clearly the shirt. And we've been on Route 66. We decided to drive back. We were going to hang out in Vegas, and we thought, let's get some states down. And I have a really wonderful report for you all. We have finished 31 states out of 50. Pretty darn good. Now, we've still got a lot to do. 19 states is nothing to sneeze at. But we're going to do it. We're going back to Vegas next week. I can't tell you exactly what it is. John is...
Don't be a tease.
I'm going to be a tease. John is shooting something with a really great network that has something to do with something with motors.
Motors and engines.
And you kind of get up in the air. I'm just going to leave it at that. They won't guess it.
I was
But you're going to be like, what? But it's going to be great.
No, you'd be like, wow, that's great. Anyway.
It is.
What was I saying? Oh, on Gunsmoke. They call it they don't call it the Arkansas River. They call it the Arkansas. Arkansas, which, that's how it's spelled.
Well, I always thought Texarkana sounded...
Yeah, but it looks like Texarkana when you look at the word.
That's true, it does.
But the Arkansas, we're going out toward the Arkansas River.
And something else
pretty great.
As we go around the country, we'll see Carnegie. Like Carnegie gave the Carnegie family
Carnegie Hall, money. Carnegie Hall in New York City. What's the old joke? How do you get to? Excuse me. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice. Right. But some people call it
Carnegie.
Carnegie.
I kind of think that's an East Coast thing, or maybe like an old black and white movie thing, because you don't hear that either, but it's pronounced that way sometimes.
But the Carnegies, when they talk about think and grow rich, the Carnegie, everybody call it. Well, anyway, we digress. What other? I got one other. You just reminded me of Denver Pyle.
Oh, yeah.
Denver Pyle, my dear sweet Uncle Jesse, love you, Denver. He didn't drive a Mercedes. He drove a Mercedes. And I think he did it on purpose to mess with me, but that's what he called it. He called it a Mercedes. Ever hear that?
No.
No. Mercedes.
But that just shows you in different parts of the country and the world that I bet
it's also a way to sound a little elite or just a little different. It's a good way to not fit in, right? And it makes people wonder. So it's still making me wonder, and Denver's been gone a long time, and I'm still wondering, were you messing with me? Mercedes, really?
Well, and I'll tell you a mistake I made a few times, but I'm like, how am I making this mistake? A few times because we see Route 66 over and over and over again, which we love, and John's done this route many times. Several times I've said route, and I'm like, oh, it's Route 66, but a couple of times I've said Route 66, but that's not how you say it.
Get
your kicks.
No, but it's
on Route 66.
That's how you sing it, but the actual pronunciation, and by the way, some people will pronounce that word wrong. I don't know what we're talking about. They'll say pronunciation. I've heard people on the news say, well, they just obviously they're not very bright because they use the wrong pronunciation. I'm thinking, well, that certainly proves your point. That certainly proves your point. Anyway, we've had a great time on Route 66. Little Route 66 history. By the way, we have been to the Roadkill Café.
The Roadkill Café, which is a really great place.
It doesn't say it on the back, but But
John's got a shirt too.
Yeah, their slogan is
you kill it, we grill it.
You kill it, we grill it, right?
So it's funny.
It's in Seligman, Arizona, right on Route 66. And there's a bunch of great things right there in Seligman. Seligman's not very big. But they've got the ice cream palace there. They've got the Roadkill Cafe. They've got another place right across the street. Forgive me, I don't remember the name of it. But there's a lot. It's one of the few places. There are big places like Kingman. Springfield, Missouri is on Route 6. Big places. Joplin, Missouri is Oklahoma City. So there's some really big places. And then a lot of the other places, because the interstate went by them, so the beginning of a town and the end of the town, this is how people used to always have to come through when they were traveling any direction, east to west, west to east. They would have to come through the center of town. So people would build these motor courts that then turned into motels. So if they had a little property, they would build these little buildings behind them with a kind of a garage,
like a mini motel.
Yeah, but the big attraction to that was you could pull into your own little motor court and then get out of your car. And this is when people were fascinated, which we obviously still are, but we're fascinated with traveling the country in a vehicle. You'd park your vehicle under your own little carport, and then you get out and go right into your own room. And people love that. So when they put the interstate in, I guess I have to kind of flip it on its side. So put the interstate in. Here's the beginning of town. Here's the end of town. They put the interstate in over here. So people traveling east to west wouldn't have to go through your town unless they wanted to, which destroyed the casual business. It destroyed people driving through and seeing a sign. It's why the signage on Route 66 is so beautiful, because it's an attention getter. You're like, oh my gosh, look at that. Indian turquoise or Indian blankets, or wow, petrified wood. Wow,
Boston turquoise.
The world's largest ball of string.
John's beautiful turquoise.
Got this in, were we in Gallup?
El Rancho.
At El Rancho in Gallup.
No.
Yeah.
Is it in Gallup?
Gallup,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, El Rancho.
In Gallup, El Rancho.
We stayed there. It's a really great place, hotel. We had a great meal there in New Mexico.
Yeah.
We were in
Gallup, New Mexico.
because I always get the green chili. I don't know about you all, but I love it. It's hot, but it's good, and there's nothing really like it. It's not like red chili. Green chili is unique.
Green chili is
Love
unique,
it.
and they sure know how to use it
It's
in
hot.
New Mexico. It's really really great, but it's not so hot that it gives you hiccups. It's just it's a really it's a great flavor. It's different from red chili. We put red chili flakes on just about everything. Stuff you get at a pizza parlor that you sprinkle on your pizza and it makes put your tongue on fire. But anyway, what the interstate system did is it eliminated what people at Walmart or different, they would call it the impulse buy, right? So you don't get in your car in Chicago and you got to go to Seligman. It's not a destination. It's a place on the way that should make you curious. That's why they call them curios. But most of the smaller towns have been basically decimated because of the interstate. Thank you, General Eisenhower, President Eisenhower. He's the one that did the interstate for very good reason.
John is the only person, and I agree with John, that picks on Ike. I like Ike about the interstate, but I agree because it's sad to see Route 66. Just some of these places are really, really run down.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that this is the 100-year birthday.
This is the 100th birthday of Route 66,
so we're
by the way.
hoping that will build it up again. And then, after we do our 50 state, we may go back and do all of Route 66.
Do a 66 trip.
We got a little more time to get that done.
We'll need the Bronco for that because a lot of it is you got to kind of like open up fences and stuff.
Yeah, well, guess what John did? We have a rental car, and he drove from the old road to the new road, like direct, like up the hill in the grass. And I'm thinking, we don't know what's in that grass. There could be a snake, there could be an animal, there could be who knows what. But John didn't care. He just drove right.
I said, "Hang on, we got to go for it here."
No, but we made it.
It wasn't very far.
But I know
all that to say,
anything could have been there. But anyway, we made it.
Yeah, sure. There could have been a locomotive hiding.
Absolutely an adventure every day, for sure.
Yep. So it's a lot of fun. But all that to say that Seligman is one of the smaller, really small towns on the alignment that is still thriving. Mm-hmm. That is still thriving. And that's my hat's off to the folks there at the Roadkill Café, at the ice cream store. All of that stuff. In fact, the guy that owns the, I'm sorry, it's a snow cone ice cream, wonderful place. And in the documentary, I know his name, but right now I don't know his name. But he's the one responsible for getting the road was decommissioned, which means 66 was no longer going to be taken care of by the state or by the federal government. Just kind of left. And you leave a road alone and you got any traffic on it at all, you're going to get potholes and all kinds of stuff. Well, he worked so that it would be designated, it would be recommissioned. And so that area there in Seligman is considered, in my mind anyway, the birthplace of the new Route 66 or the rediscovered Route 66.
Well, all I know is
Springfield, Missouri claims to be the birthplace of Route 66. And
which is it?
What that must mean, well, I think it was then, 1926 and now, because someone in 1926, all of these, remember I did the beginning of town and the end of town, all of that, obviously existed. Every town has an outskirts on both sides of it. Actually, probably on all four sides, but it was apparently someone, I'm making this up because this is my supposition, is that someone in Springfield in 1926 said, hey, we all have these beginnings, but we don't have any common road to get from the end of my town to the beginning of your town. Why don't we join them together? So that's what Route 66 is. Route 66 isn't a thoroughfare that towns came to. It is a thoroughfare that was invented to connect existing towns. And I think that's great. That's why it's called, because what's the thing in the middle of your town called? Main Street. That's why a lot of people call Route 66 America's Main Street.
And the Mother Road.
Or the Mother Road, which is the first, obviously, it's the first interstate, because some towns at the end of a state, and that road that joins a town in one state's outskirts to a town in the next state's beginning is an interstate thoroughfare.
I mean, I wouldn't think Springfield did. It was the birthplace of, and I think what you said was so sort of the rebirth of, from the sounds of it,
In Gallup.
or the reinforcement, or the
no. I'm sorry, Seligman. Yeah,
so
yeah. It's fascinating, and they're great books about it. They're wonderful pictures. But if you just look at the pictures, and you see a town that was thriving, and here's the neon signs, and here's all these old cars, and it's great. Then you see a picture of it today, where there's basically ruins. You don't realize that unless you're there and you see the trucks go by on the interstate, you don't realize that the thing that put all these businesses, these ma and pa places out of business it's not 20 miles away. It's a quarter of them. It's right there.
It's right there, yeah.
Right there.
But for me, I'm like, why wouldn't people get off of Route 66? I mean, it's like 2 minutes.
Well, but you think
to see the historical. But I have a history degree, and I love that. So does John. And we just love Route 66. So it's beyond me where you want to go to a fast food place instead of going to the Roadkill Café or these other wonderful places like El Rancho.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Well,
and hopefully
people are just saying, I mean, we do it a little bit. I mean, I get off the road all the time. You know, we don't take interstates unless we absolutely have to. A bunch of Route 66 is buried under it's I-40. So you have to really be incredibly curious to want to get off the road again.
Sometimes we've reached it because they don't make it clear and we have to go back.
Yeah, largely they make it clear. If you're going to do Route 66, for the most part, they make it clear. Some places in Arizona, I think maybe the dead end sign has fallen down or something, but it's really worth it's worth a trip.
Well, we're really about tradition, and we like the historical things.
Tradition.
That's why we actually, where we like to perform for John is the old historic theaters that are on the Main Street, because, you know, we live on Main Street at home and we love it. And
we have the Ohio Theater on Main Street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we want to try to make it popular and bring that back instead of a hall that is anywhere else away from Main Street, and it just looks plain, and it's newer and more modern, but who cares about that? Yeah. We love going into the old theaters and looking around, and they're just all unique.
No two of them are the same. Yeah, they're all, and no two of these towns are the same. That's what's so great about it. We have this picture. People who've been born in the last 30 years, 40 years, have this impression of the United States. That every town looks the same. There's a Bed Bath & Beyond. There's a Best Buy. There's a Home Depot. There's a 4 McDonald's and a Starbucks.
Box stores and fast food.
All that stuff. That's franchising gone bad. Mm-hmm. I think.
Oh, I agree.
So because of that kind of urban sprawl, every place looks the same, and you can get anything you want in any one of these towns and never be surprised by the personality of the town. Unless you've got to really look for it. But on Route 66, there are no two motels that are the same.
It's a treasure trove.
Because people built them. You know, somebody had a little extra room, said, hey, let's build a motel, and you know, mom makes a great soup. So it's just really... I think it's capitalism, but it's the American dream. When you go on Route 66, you see, in Seligman, you see the American dream still alive and thriving. Gallup, New Mexico, Springfield, Missouri. But there's a whole bunch of places. Winona.
Well, we were just
New Mexico, I think.
We were just in Kansas. That wasn't as easy to find. That was sort of, I mean, we kind of like to do
the signs got small.
Traditionally and old school. So I love an atlas, so I read the map. I read a real map, and it was hard to find on the real map. And I have the biggest atlas in the world. We've got a few, but the one I bought last time was the deluxe one. I'm like, oh, I'm getting that. But there's 13
She gets so
miles.
excited about buying a map. It's pretty cool.
I do. I love
An
it.
atlas, pardon me.
I'm a cartographer. Well, not really, but in my own mind.
They make maps, right?
Well, I kind of make my own maps with the drawings and with whatever. But 13 miles, maybe 13 and a half, but of Route 66 is in Kansas. Who knew? I didn't know that. Did you know that, honey?
No, because I had not been on that. Usually, because I was going south, I would take Route 66 all the way to Oklahoma City. Looks mighty pretty, and then kind of veer off of it and go southeast from there. The only time I did the whole thing was with my dad on his 66th birthday, or for his 66th birthday year. Yeah, and that I drove on that little piece. But what was interesting about Kansas, where are we coming from? What's just the other side of? We just did it, and I've got too many things. So we got the upper northeast corner of Oklahoma. Oklahoma, by the way, we had somebody say that Oklahoma doesn't honor Route 66 very much. I quite disagree.
Oh, they do a great job.
They do it, and there's a lot of, you can go for 20, 30 miles at a stretch on these great old roads. That, by the way, here's an odd thing. You'll go through a town. We went through one little town, and when you see the documentary, you'll see this. It's just, there's nothing there. There are buildings, but there are no people. The buildings are all falling down. And when you go through it on Route 66, the next town, same thing, absolutely destitute. Nobody there, tumbleweeds. But in between, sometimes Route 66 is a very narrow road, like for Model A Fords, right? Coming each direction, turning on its side again, like that. But some places you can see, and I don't know that very many people know this, but when they were going to build the interstate system, which was to transport military equipment, by the way, in the case of if we ever got attacked here, we'd be able to move equipment around, because we learned in Germany it was almost impossible. You had to send the Army Corps of Engineers, I believe it is, that went out and built roads so that you could fight the fight. But what you'll find in between two ghost towns is an interstate. It's 2 lanes on each side with a median in the middle and drainage, and then 2 lanes on the other side going, 2 lanes going east, 2 lanes going west. It looks exactly like the interstate. Well, there's a reason for that. It looks like the interstate because this is where they were planning what an interstate should look like. So what happened, and I'm not sure when they did exactly the years, so you historians out there, you can probably tell me. I can look it up, but I don't want to do that right now. But somewhere in there, someone from, we're from the government, we're here to help. Someone called this little town, whoever was the mayor of this little town, the leadership of this town and the leadership of the other town, and said, hey, we're from the federal government and we want to build you a road. Oh, okay. We want to make it easier to get from your town to the other town. That's when these towns were doing well, right? Little did they know that this experiment of a big road in between these 2 little towns would eventually turn into the interstate that would destroy them. I'm a little bitter about that.
Clearly.
I guess I am. Clearly. Well, but that's what it did. That's what it did.
Agreed, honey.
And somebody that built a swimming hole with a big blue whale on it, that, and you can still see that blue whale. It's falling apart, but that's why. Because first time I did anything on Route 66, I wondered why in the world are these 4-lane highways with a median? It's median, right? Mm-hmm. Median. I get that word wrong. In between, why is this out here in the middle of nowhere? Well, it was an experiment. And what you'll find on there, what they hadn't figured out yet on most of them, is there's no shoulder on these roads, on these big roads. So you're either on the road or you're in the ditch. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we've had a great time going on Route 66. Had so many compliments about my shirt that I took it out of the dirty clothes and I'm wearing it again for the podcast. I am.
It's beautiful.
It doesn't smell.
It doesn't smell.
It's a Scully a Scully shirt. They have a great website. I didn't get it on the website. I got it at the store there in
El Rancho.
El Rancho. El Towno. Take me.
In the El Chaco.
There was a movie called The Mexican with Brad Pitt. And
what was he watching on TV in Mexico?
When he went to Mexico, he's in this motel room. He's watching the Dukes of Hazzard, of course, right? Right.
And speaking
same thing that the Martians watched in Mars Attacks.
Right.
In order to learn the culture of this weird little round planet. What were you going to say? Sorry.
I'm sorry, honey.
No, me.
No, I just want to mention Oatman. That was so much fun because we had to stretch that day. That was a great day because we had Williams, Kingman, and Oatman. Maybe.
Kingman. We drove
it was
the
very
Kingman
western.
at the end. Yeah, it's Needles, Oatman, Kingman.
And it was
Oatman, Kingman. Yeah.
Oatman. What I'm telling you, these women, you don't understand. You had to be there. But somebody said,
You took a video. You took a video, right? Oh, we'll show the video.
Here. And I didn't even get the bigger part because when they found out, they started screaming.
Watch this video right now. We'll be right back. Make a note of that, Tony, if you're awake. Make a note of that, Tony. Tony got a head cold today. Sound like Rudolph.
No.
He does. Well, that sounded more like Forrest Gump. Anyway, yeah, it was a lot of fun. These folks went crazy, and they're people who own businesses there. So we got an inn in Oatman, and we had lunch at the Oatman Hotel, which is where Clark Gable and Carole Lombard spent their wedding night upstairs. Can't stay there anymore, but I stayed there back in like 1981 or 1982. But they've got dollar bills everywhere.
We left one there, and then you and your dad and your friend, another friend.
Yep. Brad and I put a dollar bill or two up there. My dad and I did it. It's really, really a cool place. And Oatman is where I tried to explain it. Explain the critters.
Well, it was hard for me to understand until I got there. And they're truly burros just roaming around, and a bunch of them. And they know each other clearly, and they have their community, their own little community within the community. And I said, can you feed them? Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Because
you could buy alfalfa tablets to feed. I think it's alfalfa. It looked up. It was very green.
And they said, if you've got candy in your purse, like they'll just grab it out with their mouth.
So the burros are there because when they used to mine, well, they still do mine gold in Oatman. There's a huge, did they tell you what it was called? A works or something? Anyway, there's a huge gold mine, several on the way out of town in between Oatman and Kingman. But when they left way, way back when, and I'm talking about before Route 66, they left the burros there. They didn't take them back to wherever they came from, not even to Kingman. So the burros were left
they were just left
to populate the area.
And they did.
And they did. And well, what was the top dog there? His name is Oscar.
Oliver. Oh.
Oliver.
And he's the mayor, apparently.
He is the.
I heard them call him the mayor of the outlet. And here's the thing: they're really sweet to people, but to each other they fight because they get jealous of the attention.
They're fighting over the food, yeah.
They're fighting over I would say attention as well, because everybody got something.
They're like, the peanut like in the middle of the food.
Loves them, and I mean, they're a little braver than I am because you never know. And whenever we pulled in, the first John, hey, hey, burro, or whatever you said.
Hey, pal.
And right away, the other one kicked him. And kicked him hard.
Kicked the other burro, didn't kick me.
So anyway, it seems like, they love the attention, they love the people, but each other, they get jealous and they kick the heck out of each other.
You got to be careful.
And bite each other and that sort of thing.
Yeah, you got to be careful if you go there. They won't kick you, but if you get behind one and he gets jealous of the one, you just be very careful. That's all. Someone
commented on our Facebook, they're like, hey, I got in the middle of two of them, just exactly what we're talking about, and one kicked me, and he thought his leg was broken. And
they got little hooves, yeah.
He's so sorry he could barely walk, but yeah, you got to watch yourself. And Oatman, but it's totally worth it.
Great, the food was great. We had the bison burger, and
chili,
and the chili. The chili was great. Chili was great too.
Great food.
So that was fun. That was a lot of fun. We urge you to do it wherever you are. go on a road trip. But you know, the whole story I told you about the beginning of town and the end of town, that exists everywhere. So if you're on the interstate and you see, let's say you're on Interstate 44, which is a blue and white sign. If you see a green and white sign, it'll say 44 business. So if you take the 44 business route, that is always the road right through the middle of town. Always. It's always because it goes right through the business route of that particular town. Works on every interstate. It's true everywhere. So next time you go down the road, you don't have to take all of them, but take one or two of them and see what's in there. Because what lives in between the exits on the interstate in most cases is the American dream and people who chased it and who are still chasing it. So I think that's one of the reasons why people have forgotten and why young people, kids, I don't know what's wrong with kids today, but after about 30 years ago, people stopped being curious about what's in between those things, and it's just about getting from A to B. Get your curiosity back. And if your kids aren't curious, then try to contaminate them with curiosity, infect them with curiosity. And then they can be as excited about our country as I am, as she is, as you are. You know, it's something that you've got to continue to work at. You've got to continue to feed that. Feed your curiosity. There you go.
You need to know your culture, and you need to educate yourself. Well, I guess you don't need to, but and a lot of young people don't.
Well, and you can see
no idea what that's all about.
Right. And if you do that, then you and your kids can see that there's amazing, wonderful, different people everywhere. And people who are working their butts off. We're thinking about that in Seligman. It's not an accident that Seligman is a small town on Route 66 that still continues to thrive. Those people work hard at it.
And that's where we go to eat. That's where we go to shop. I mean, we try to give business to the small towns.
Yeah.
Always, by the way, but certainly here. I mean, we're not going to go to a big box anything on the interstate. We're going on Route 66 and going to the mom and pop places or the historic places, and we having a ball doing it.
Right. We do occasionally, if we have to, we do go to a big box store, you know, sometimes.
Not on Route 66. Oh, well, the store, yeah, but not to eat. We'll always go to mom and pop.
Right. And here's a funny thing. We're saying that, and I don't know if anybody saw us yesterday or not, but yesterday for breakfast, we stopped at a gas station because we needed to get some miles on. But it was don't remember what the gas station was. It wasn't one of the big
that
five.
Is very rare. We almost never.
It was another I can't remember it. Shoot.
It was a Casey's.
But Casey's, okay.
That is a big box. Look,
it's a smaller big box.
But that is an exception. We never do that. I mean, the time John and I have been together, maybe two or three times.
But I think Casey's is a franchise.
It is a franchise.
So it's a franchise. So the people that work there were a husband and wife, and I had one of the best breakfast burritos ever.
I mean, we saw a lady making it in the back.
Yeah,
fresh.
And it wasn't delivered by a truck. She's making it in the back of this Casey's. So you can still, within the confines, I won't call it a big box, but of a smaller box, you can really get some great stuff.
We don't do that usually. We will always try to go to the.
But I'm so glad we did that because this was also helping the community because this was a franchise. So that's what we do whenever we can. When we're in the motorhome, it's a little different because the motorhome is tall and we have to go get diesel.
We are limited.
By the way, thank God diesel is back down, at least in every state but California and maybe Washington, to under $4 a gallon. But in California, I saw one on this trip. Excuse me. Everywhere we went, diesel was over $5 a gallon. But one place in California, in between Santa Clara and Los Angeles or Bakersfield.
If we could cross into Arizona and not give California the business, but not quite. We couldn't quite make it.
We love California. We just don't love Gavin Newsom. Okay, we don't love the government
The
of
government.
California. I saw a place somewhere in between the Super Bowl and Bakersfield. There's a song where it was $8, $8 a gallon. But I didn't see it anywhere under $4 a gallon in California. So
California's just expensive because they're mismanaging. The governor mismanages, and it's the same thing in New York. They're having problems now too.
oh, how about that?
Before we get into all that, if I may, do the hat giveaway
Certainly.
so people have time.
Can't believe you're giving it. This is one of her favorite hats.
Oh,
I can't believe she's giving it
But
away.
I do have others like it. But I'm so excited about our trip, and so excited about what we're doing, and that we're at the 31st state. Yay, Kansas! I'm giving away one of my favorites. And honey, what's your favorite? One of your favorite names for me?
It's Disco Ball. This is one of the reasons why I call her my Disco Ball, because is it doing the shiny thing? Yeah, it can't help it.
Oh, it's great.
So this is.
I love it. I've got others like it, but I wanted to share the love with.
Now I do call her sometimes when she wears this one. I call her, anybody put it on the stove, shake it. I call her Jiffy Pop because it looks like.
Oh, that's a knee slapper.
It is. It looks. Doesn't it look?
It does.
And then you go, and the steam comes out, and ooh, it's good. Anyhow,
but
go ahead.
Please always make sure and send your.
Okay, I try to do this every time, so I'll do it.
Well, okay. I think that'll look good on you.
Yeah.
Like a French.
A beret. Now this.
You look good in it. Oh, I love that hat. I'm sad it's going, but I'm happy it's going as well to share the love and share the glitter.
This hat is a little large, okay? Because you wear this hat a lot, and.
But I'm always having trouble keeping it on.
Well, you can tell, yeah, because
But you can put bobby pins in it, but it's just a little. I want to say flimsy, but it's just.
No, it's just been loved. That's all. It's been loved, and you can tell. So, what is some guy named Bobby make bobby pins? Some girl named Bobby. Here you go. Hold on to that.
Bobby Joe, maybe.
Billy Joe, Bobby Joe, Betty Joe. So, what's your question?
The question is.
I'm going to try this.
I would think this would be obvious, but it's not. We're really promoting the 50-state tour, and now also we just lucked out that the 100-year birthday of Route 66 is
right
kind of at the same time. Not exactly the same time, but it's kind of.
Yeah, no, it's 100 years old. So
we'll celebrate both. So, what is the beginning of Route 66 and what is the end? And I bet most people don't know that. What is the beginning of Route 66 and what is the end? Don't say it.
No, I won't say it.
There is a beginning and an end.
Yep.
And most people don't know it.
Well, which, because some people say the beginning is the end and some people say the end is the beginning.
No, there is absolutely a beginning and an end. For sure. The way it was meant to be. For sure.
I'm going to be quiet.
Well, yeah, you don't want to tell them.
No, I don't want to tell them, but I think, personally, Route 66 kind of started in the middle and spread out.
But when
the middle,
promoted,
yes. What is the
birthplace of Springfield? That is
the considered, or as Gallup, New Mexico, or Seligman, But what do you say? Generally considered the beginning and the end.
If you want to do the entire route, then there's a place to begin and a place to end traditionally, for sure. They have, I think, they have it on
yes, it's
signs
even,
like this is the beginning and this is the end.
Right. It's even in the song. By the way, here's a little note about the song. See what I did there? If you're old enough to remember the show Emergency. Randolph Mantooth and not Martin Milner. Shoot, I apologize. But anyway, the white-haired doctor in that show, not the dark-haired one, not Robert Culp, but Bobby Troop in Emergency actually was a jazz musician, and he wrote that song. Get your kicks on Route 66. Flagstaff, Arizona. Don't forget Winona, Kingman, Oatman. No, San Bernardino. Anyway, He's I always found that fascinating that he was the guy that actually wrote that song. So there.
And you commented yesterday that the places he mentioned in the song survived and the others didn't, or it's a little bit.
Yeah, you have
they got a boost.
If you're in that song, you were far more likely to survive because people, when Natalie Cole sang the song, Nat King Cole sang the song. A lot of people have sung that song. Then you have kind of a curiosity. There's that word again. You have a curiosity about going to see. The only one that we went through that I don't think has I couldn't find it actually is Winona, New Mexico. No, Flagstaff, Arizona. Don't forget Winona. Winona is we couldn't find it. It was beautiful there.
I thought we saw the sign at least.
We saw a couple of the signs, yeah, but when we followed that sign,
maybe it's a small.
well, or maybe it was further back in. Maybe it wasn't a quarter of a mile from the interstate. Maybe it was a mile or two from the interstate.
But sometimes it's tricky to find it. And when I was saying before in Kansas, I had to really look at the map.
Carry on our wayward
son. And I told John, I said, look, I think this is a little bit hard to get to, and it is. But if you really look at it, it works. But again, Oklahoma has the biggest stretch, and Kansas has
big
the smallest.
Big signs in Oklahoma.
They do a good job there.
Eagle Eye here found the sign for Kansas because they went from big signs to little. But what's interesting is that the signage on the road itself is great in Kansas. So rather than looking up for a sign, if you look down, you'll see Kansas 66. So they spent their advertising dollars on painting the road rather than putting up the signs. The signs got really small. Anyway, that was great. Let's get to some other things that have been going on in the world here since last we spoke. Seems to me every single day, Mamdani. I don't know if he realizes it or not, but he's sounding more and more vacuous because he is saying, well, New York doesn't have any money. We need some money from the feds. Well, you can't.
I wonder why.
You can't, pardon me, you can't bitch and moan and call the federal government names and say you are not going to be cooperative with one side of your mouth and ask for money the other side of your mouth. No, the federal government has made it very clear. We are not funding sanctuary cities. So we had a tragedy. I think it's up to 19 people, I think now, who have died in Manhattan.
They froze to death.
Because they froze, because it was beneath their dignity to require them to go to a shelter or something. I don't know. So what does that mean? They chose to freeze to death?
They wouldn't let people go pick them up because in the past there would be folks, let's go pick up the homeless and put them in a shelter so they don't freeze to death. And they died because they said there was nothing we could do. We couldn't go pick them up because Mamdani said, no, can't do it.
Right. It's inhuman to be, no, it's degrading to care about your fellow. It's so weird.
Very
so weird. They've gone from, and it's been what, a month and a half? Yeah, a little over a month and a half. When he got there, they were $12 billion in debt. And now they're $14 billion in debt. That's I don't know about you, but I have not blown through $2 billion in the last month and a half.
It's a lot of money to blow.
And subway fares have gone up to $3. So nothing that he said was going to happen is happening. And he, of course, is blaming it on President Trump. It's absurd. You know who else is doing that? Oh, and he's going to raise the taxes on the wealthy in Manhattan.
The people who create jobs.
Right. The people who hire people.
And they already pay a lot of taxes.
Right.
But now it's going to be.
So you know what they're doing?
Crazy. And they're going to leave.
They're already leaving.
Yeah.
Same thing in California. Gavin Newsom. Because, in my opinion, because the government in California is blowing through the taxpayer dollars so quickly, doing God knows what, speed rails that don't exist, water projects that don't exist. We saw a bunch of signs in California because we went to Harris Ranch, another wonderful place in between.
Where we did the last show.
Santa Clara, yeah, where we did the last show.
So good.
he wants to restrict the water that the farmers get.
That's crazy.
Farmers grow the food that feed the people who who do the work, who have the jobs, who pay the taxes. And there's signs up there that say basically what I just said. It's insane. But he continues to buy his hair gel. He continues to fly all over the world to represent the United States. Boy, yeah. He, AOC, and that clown governor from where's that woman from? My gosh, they just embarrassed, I think, themselves. I think the world knows.
Everyone's laughing at them.
Yeah, and probably some people are laughing because they think they are authentic representatives of the United States of America. They are not. AOC will never represent anything or anyone except AOC. Okay?
An idiocy.
Idiocy. Oh, I like that. Mm-hmm. Idiocy. And now, so Gavin Newsom is taxing, we're going to tax the rich. Well, what are you? Are you a pauper?
And why are you
Are
rich?
you middle class?
Let's think about that. Why are you? You remember the train to nowhere?
I got a train to I'm going to write that, train to nowhere. I'm writing that. Mark my words. That's what
that's an awful lot of money, 2 or 3 times. I mean, what a scam that allegedly scam that was.
Smells like a scam to me. You know who's jumping on the tax the rich bandwagon, making the rich go away? The state of Washington, one of the most beautiful states in our country. They have decided, the government in the state of Washington is going to tax the rich. They've added I think they might have done it, or they're talking, either it's in the works or they've already done it. They are going to add a 9%, it's called a millionaire's tax, 9% tax to any household, not individual, any household that makes $1 million or more. What are they going to do? They're just going to say, "Oh yeah, we'll do that. We'll carry everybody." No, they're going to leave. And you know what? One of the greatest states. Actually, it's
Idaho. They'll go to Idaho next.
More simple than that. They're going next door to Idaho, Twin Falls, Idaho. You want to see a beautiful place? Go to Twin Falls, Idaho. Idaho is gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Go to
We were in Boise.
Yeah, but where's the great hotel it's where Hemingway's office was, and it's a ski resort. I'm so sorry, I can't remember right now, but I shot a Christmas special back there.
It must have been the
mistletoe. Oh God, I didn't need that song in my mind right now. But this is
Sun Valley.
Sun Valley. Thank you. High five. This is the completely out of touch with how economics work plan of the mega rich government workers.
And Route 66,
right? They're public servants, by the way.
Route 66 is a microcosm of that, because when the people that supply the jobs and own businesses leave, it dies.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to see what's going to happen in Washington? Go to that little town. Go to any town. Go to Winona. Go on. Yeah, it's true.
Are doing well, but a lot of them, you can see it's sad that they just.
Yeah, but they're doing well because these people are taking it. I believe they're taking advantage, because Washington is beautiful. There are people that the last thing in the world they want to do is pack up and leave. But if you continue to tax the people who are following the American dream, yes, it's capitalism. They're creating jobs. What we need to do to encourage people who create jobs to continue to create jobs is give them a tax break. This is not when they say, "Oh, they're going to tax breaks to the rich." No, it's about tax breaks to the individual who is responsible for hiring 100 individuals, for paying 100 individuals. And guess what? The 100 individuals that one individual hired pay taxes. So why in the world would you slap people who are creating jobs? It makes no sense. Why in the world would you fight for illegals' rights to take jobs away from American citizens? You're pandering to your new voter. That's what you're doing. That's what they're doing. We're not stupid. We see that that's what they're doing. California, we see that that's what they're doing. Minnesota, oh, Tim Waltz, my God. We see that that's what they're doing in Washington. And guess what? States that don't do that, states that say, please come in with your ideas. Please come in, build a factory here, build a store here, franchise your business here. Please, let's do that. Those states are doing great. Florida's doing great. Idaho's doing great.
So we only have
Indiana's
a few
doing
minutes
great.
I'm sorry, honey, but we only have a few minutes
Okay,
left. We've talked about that a lot. So anyway, but just so you know,
How many minutes? Oh, I'm sorry.
Indiana has a surplus. So there are states that do it right. But
It's a surplus of money in the coffers. Yeah. Okay, they do it right.
Where California, New York, they're in so much debt. Indiana's not in debt. In fact, they have a surplus. That's the way it's supposed to be. So, on another note, let's talk about a couple of actors.
Oh my goodness, yes.
So it's Mardi Gras time in New Orleans, Louisiana, really everywhere, but that's where they really.
Oh, I'm not taking my hat off for him.
And Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Or however you say it. He got arrested, and we hate talking about stuff like that, but it's like when you have big parties, you kind of have to be aware that things can escalate,
especially in New Orleans.
Right. So it's sort of like a hat tip to Mardi Gras and what you shouldn't do. Don't get in fights. But on the better note,
he's lucky. He's lucky. All he got was arrested.
Yeah.
Because New Orleans is a beautiful, wonderful, fantastic place, but it is a rough crowd. You get 2 feet off the main thoroughfare there, and he's lucky he's still breathing.
Yeah, we've got like 3 minutes.
Okay,
maybe
enough about him.
But the other actor that we love is Robert Duvall. Love Robert Duvall. It was sad. It was like, oh no, but he had a great run. 95 years old, right? 94,
95. Some of the greatest roles. My favorite, gosh, there's so many.
I know.
My favorite thing he did, of course, The Godfather is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite thing he did, because you got to watch a lot of it, was Lonesome Dove. My God, Gus. I think he was Gus.
Well,
forgive me if he wasn't Gus, because that brings us. Oh, you go ahead.
Because we've got like 1 minute.
Okay.
So, Godfather the best. Beer Out Tom Hagen, their lawyer. Wonderful, amazing. But I also love Days of Thunder. I thought he was great.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and Falling Down.
Not a very good movie. I think it's a wonderful movie.
Falling Down was a great movie with Michael Douglas. True Grit.
He's done so many.
He was Lucky Ned Pepper in True Grit. He was amazing. Now, somebody that he worked with very closely in Lonesome Dove is Tommy Lee Jones. So if you're a praying person, please pray for Tommy Lee Jones and his family, because they lost a daughter, and no matter how big your star shines, you still need prayer, I think. And Tommy, I'm sure, is going through a very rough patch here. So Robert Duvall, we love you, we miss you. The Apostle, he did a movie called The Apostle, and he directed The Apostle. Johnny and June were in that. So we pay attention to that kind of stuff too, and we hope that you do as well. I think that's all the time we have.
Yeah, we are out of time.
That went quick here. This has been bubbly, interesting drinks with John
and me, Dee Dee.
That's her. I love you. You all take care. Pay attention to what's going on in your world. Go out and see some of it that you haven't seen before. Try to share your curiosity. That's the word for this week.
Meaning, get curiosity. Your kicks on Route 66.
Down. Thank you, Bobby Troop.
Love you.
Mean it. Bye.